So I'm guessing you came to this video to get better at gorilla tag. So if you are, sorry about that. Okay, so if you are, make sure you have a good sized boundary that makes you not hit walls like I just did, or hit anything. But if you're in a really tight space, use like stationary or something. Because stationary isn't as big. It's just like a circle. Yeah. So boundaries kind of are important for gorilla tag and other games. But yeah. Yeah, so gorilla tag, it's basically just practice. You're just knowing how skills, your movements, like elevator climbing, you need to have good movements. You need to know the movements to do it. Gotta know the right speed. And branching, you gotta know where the branches are. You need to know your surroundings, and I just hit the wall again. Not being able to be predictable. Yeah, so if you're ever playing gorilla tag, going in a straight line is not a good idea because that's very predictable. So make sure you do non-predictable moves, like if you hit, like when you hit a branch, immediately turn onto another branch. The platforms are great just for like scaling, like you're scaling up the tree. You can like wrap around the platform, which I just failed at doing. Yeah, and routes, that's very important in gorilla tag because if you don't have a route, you don't know where to go. So if someone just chasing you, you don't know where to go. If you want to go in the branch behind you, that branch, that branch, that branch, basically any branch you can just jump onto. So you just go random ways. That's just bad. So they can easily predict because you're doing something that you don't even know what you're doing. So you need to have routes, at least a few routes. Just don't use only one route over and over again, or else people are gonna start learning and knowing where you're gonna go when you try that route. So yeah. So don't just go like that all over again, but actually get onto that branch. Don't keep on doing one route. That's a big thing in gorilla tag. Just doing different routes, not being predictable, making new routes. Yeah, these things are very important in gorilla tag. So if you want to get better, learn some routes and other things. Like a very good route that I use is right there, onto this, over to this branch, onto this, then you go onto this branch, over onto this one, onto this, hit off this, onto this branch up here. And yeah, not a lot of people use that route. I don't even know if people do. So yeah, and walls are very important, branching is very important. So I'm not really that good at walls either. I'm mostly a branches person and a ground person. So, but I do still know a few things, which is good. So I can add some things to my route, like going onto a branch. Sorry about that. Go into a branch while running up or verticaling up onto another branch, like how I just did. Yeah, and if you guys didn't know, a lot of people know this. Every single branch, except for treehouse and stump, are exact same. Like, not exact same, some are bigger, some are tilted, some are slanted. Yeah. Like, look, let's find two trees that look the same. Okay, let's hit those two. This one and that one. These two. So, Here's a very good angle. So if you look, that branch, and if you, but they're obviously the same. So look, it goes up, like diagonal kind of. Then it goes diagonal that way, diagonal this way, that way again, that way, then up, and then that, up, then it, and then there's like the little pokey part. And if you look there, that's right there, and that one's right there too. That branch over there, right here, and that branch with a little extra branch sticking out of it, it's also right here, but it's also right here. This is also a very good route. Using this branch, go up onto this one, over onto this, jump up, and then yeah. So if you guys didn't know, not a lot of people use that. Again, it's also in a bunch of my routes, and yeah. So also a huge thing of gorillatag is practicing. So just learn the hand motions, just practice on stuff, because the more you practice on something or play on something, the better you get. So if you continuously play on walls, like wall run, wall climb, vertical, Lucio, you'll get better at all those. If you continue making routes, you'll get very good at making routes, and you make routes all the time and get tons of routes. Yeah, I also made a route video on Metro, the new Metro map. Probably gonna get rid of it soon. So yeah. And knowing your surroundings. I think I already said that before in the video. You gotta know your surroundings, especially when you're branching. When you're branching, if you're at the end of a branch, you don't know where to go, know your surroundings. So just going straight isn't a good idea because they can easily predict you. How many times have I said that? Yeah, how much times I say predict? So yeah, predict. So they easily predict you, and then you go. So like go onto this branch. Just knowing your surroundings, so they can't predict you. You have to predict the branches where they are. You have to predict where they are. You have to know where they are. So you have to know if they're behind you on that branch, that branch. Yeah, knowing your surroundings, predicting everything around you. Huge thing in gorillatag. Just remember, just to predict. Now you don't have to count anymore. So yeah. Yeah, so also jukes, also big thing. Juking. I wouldn't really call a rag spin a juke, but like I guess you can make it into a juke. If you don't know what a rag spin is, it's where you put your hand not on the top, on this part, the slanted part, or yeah, like the one that's going diagonally up and down. And then you go down, and then yeah, hit up. Like go like not up, like back, I guess. You can turn, but you don't have to. You can just go back. You can go forwards too if you need to, if you're running. And make sure your hand can fit in between that. So if you have long arms, you can probably probably go through a lot. I don't have long arms, sadly. And yeah, knowing your surroundings, everything. Yeah, and knowing your surroundings, you need to predict if your hand can even go through. So if you're just looking at the bottom, you don't know how thick the branches are. So you might just go up, but it might be too thick for you. That sounds wrong. That just sounds sus. Okay, sorry. Yeah, but on actually being serious, make sure it can fit in between. And then, yeah. Also, get wraparounding. Yeah, you need to make sure it can fit. Like how much times I have to say it? Fit. If you're wraparounding, like if you're underneath, you wrap around up onto another branch. I just completely just yeeted myself some random direction. Scaling, just branching, but only in one tree, but you're also going straight up. So when you're scaling, look straight up so you know what branches are above you, which way to go, if there's a platform on the tree. And also what I just did. So I don't know what to call these, but I'll just call it a hug twist. I don't know, hug spin. You hug the underneath, and then you like not just like, let's call it the hug throw. Yeah, so you hug and then you throw yourself to this one of the sides. And also running. One of the best ways that a lot of people do is funny running. Funny running, it's called funny running because it looks funny when you run. Well, I think that because it does look funny. And the way I run is I put my hand on the ground because staying parallel to the ground. Staying parallel to anything, I guess. Yeah, so like stay close to the ground, like touching the ground basically. Like you basically like throw yourself like that, but like you're keeping your hand on the ground. If you're doing this, it matters how fast your controller and you are, your arms are, and your wrist, because your wrist do have a lot. So if you watch TTD Pig's video, he like does his weird run with his wrist, and he goes like fast, but not that fast, like that. See, it's just my wrist doing all this. Yeah, but TTD Pig, he's a great player. Go subscribe to him. Yeah. So also, yeah, and then you put your arm cross above it and do that. Just do it over and over again. But also, when you do the end, you like kind of like flick your hand, so you go like that kind of. Doesn't look like I'm keeping on the ground, but I am. Just because I'm just doing very fast, so it looks like I'm hitting off like that. But I'm actually doing like, yeah. And I'm also wearing straps, so like that's why you hear a weird noise whenever I do it. Because I do not want to throw my controller. Also, flick tagging, just where you kind of like flick your wrist straight, so then your arm is longer for a split second, so then you can tag people as far. So like if you're just running, if they're too far for you to flick tag. But also there's another way to flick tag. It's not flicking your hand, throwing your controller, but make sure you have straps on, so your straps can catch your controller. So like this. Yeah, it might look weird and hard to run after. You have to really just get it back. So that's why it's not good to really do that. And yeah, one time I just juked people by using just my straps because they were chasing after me. I accidentally dropped my controller by lowering my straps. So then I was just running like swinging my controller like this with my straps. Like that. It's also way faster than my normal run. And Doug over there. Let me just go get Doug real quick. And by the way, no, Doug, get out of here. I don't want you anymore. Walls. Yeah, I already said it, but I didn't really say a lot. Play more on it. Wall running, wall climbing, vertical. Lucio. Spider spins, which is like very easy. So if you don't know how to do a spider spin, go over to computer. Go to turn. Make sure the arrow's on turn. Then press option 1, 2, or 3. I forgot which one is smooth turn. Let's change it to smooth turn. Press 9. Then go up to a wall. You can either make a circle, put your arms up on the side, or put one in front of you and one behind you, like this. It feels it feels like you're stretching when you're not. Don't turn in real life, or else it's gonna mess everything up. Then smooth turn to one direction. If you want to go right, make sure your your right joystick is turning left. So if you want to go right, and if you want to go left, make sure your left hand in front of you. If you want to go right, you make sure to have your right hand, and if you want to go left, with your left hand. With your back hand, with your right joystick, turn it right. And yeah, that's a big thing. That or not, it's very easy, and you might not master it when you first do it, but you will master it someday if you just keep practicing it. By the way, it's not bannable, I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, it's not, I'm pretty sure, so I guess so you can do it on a wall. I think it's not. Make sure to search up and see if it's not. So, yeah, comment my video if it's not. I just think it is because I heard people say it before. Yeah, so if you want to concentrate more and on playing, running, mute everyone in the server, but if you're fine with hearing them, just don't mute them. And also mute this music. It's very good. And routes. Making routes have a lot of branching in it. Well, mine and other people's. And make sure your routes are not predictable. How much time do I have? I said it today. Yeah, today and in this video. So, like, when you're going up, wrap around this, up onto this one. Do not be predicted. Do not go straight. Go onto this branch. And then instead of going straight, go over onto this branch, which I just failed doing. Oh yeah, underbranching. Underbranching is like right here. Look, you go over and hit off. I go underneath the branch, and then this part of the tree, you hit off. So like you're underneath the branch and you hit off that. So like, so I guess this is the over branch. I guess this is the over branch. Yeah, yeah, I don't even know if over branch is a thing. Like right here, you can underbranch right there. This is a huge spot you can underbranch. Like, hit off this underbranch right there. Like this. Kind of wrapping around, but your arms aren't long, you know, so you hit off this part. Like, yeah. Here, let me show you. Like, underbranch off that. Like, probably over onto this branch, like tip of this branch. Or onto this one. Then you can smack off to this one, back to here, over here. Oh yeah, here's a good spot you can underbranch. You can jump up here, but instead of going on top, they're probably going to think you actually just underbranch down onto this branch. Yeah, you're probably going to think you go that way, or they probably land on that one, which gives you time to run to another branch and go up. Yeah, when someone's chasing you, make sure to go higher and not be predictable. So like scaling, that's a huge good thing from running. And running on grounds, yeah, grounds a lot of people are good at. Juking, yeah, good juking. I think I said it before in the video. Juking, like jukes, like this. That's a juke. If someone's chasing you, you go like this, around above them, like that. And going like hitting off, like you're just running. You hit off above them. So that's not a good example, but yeah. So here's a good thing to do when you're hitting. Instead of just doing that, make sure you do a light hit and then do it. So yeah, I did slow, so I didn't really go that high. Light hit and hit off. Light hit, then hit off. Yeah. And a bunch of other jukes like slide jukes. There's jukes on double walls, gazebo, like elevator spin or elevator swing. You go onto an elevator, you put your arm around it and hit off. And then you can go up the hit down like that I just did. Hit down, hit off. You can also do down walls. Hit down, go straight to. It's not that easy to do it on. Like look, see I just did it. So you hit down on walls and then you go wall and straight. You can also do it if you're really good enough. You go high, you go down, you go high, you go down. So look, you go down, kind of basically wall run straight, and then you hit off because you're underneath them. Bunch of other jukes on these, like going like down like that when they're coming, like down like that when they're coming. doing this. I wouldn't really call that juke, but it just makes it faster for you to go up. Oh yeah, and elevator swings, I already showed you that. And elevatoring. When you're elevatoring, if you don't know what elevatoring is, stick your arm as far as you can, put it through, put it above, make a circle motion. Make sure you're putting your entire body against it, tilt your head diagonally, and then go straight up. Yeah, by doing that circle motion with your arm. And then if someone's right behind you, above you, you can elevator swing onto the other, and then go into a wall bounce, or just continue elevatoring on the other wall. So like this, look. You're just casually elevatoring until a monkey's chasing after you. You elevator swing onto this one and then continue elevatoring, and then you can do it over and over again. But don't do that, so then they can easily predict you. So only do it 1 or 2 times. And yeah, also a good juke that Sava VR uses goes up to him. He's a creator of Penguin Paradise. You go up, go down with that game, it's sick. You go up and you hit off, and then you go down, and then you go above them, then go back above them if they go. Another juke that he uses is if they're coming after you, you go down. They're gonna think you went down there, so then you go over to this. They fall down, then you can run away from them. And yeah, elevator swing. Yeah. Also here, I think I showed you, but instead of just continue branching or elevator swing, you can elevator swing if you want. Just make sure they're not good enough to you. Make sure they're good enough for you, or worse than you. No offense. You hit off and then immediately turn. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So branching. Yeah, like I said earlier, when you hit off a branch, turn or just go straight up onto another branch. You don't have to. You can do it once in a while. You can turn once in a while, or you can just do it once and then turn. You don't have to turn once in a while. Once in a while. How much times am I going to say one word or one sentence or one, thing, phrase? Yeah, and that's it. And that's it for the video. Tell me if I missed anything. If I did, please tell me what I missed in the comments. And this is how you get better at gorillatag. All the stuff I just said is very important for gorillatag. Make sure you start doing it. And yeah, bye.